Okay, Desperate Mercenaries back with another battle report for all you guys out there watching us. We have Outcasts versus the Guild. The Outcast Master is going to be Leviticus. He's going to be taking a nice looking Nightmare Teddy with him. A Necropunk. 2 Punk Zombies and Rusty Alice. The Guild is going to be taking Lady Justice over here. The Dead Lady Justice. We gotta show off our Gen Con stuff. 1 Death Marshal, the Judge, the Scales of Justice, a Guild Austringer, the Executioner, and Nino Ortega. For strategies, the Outcast have a line in the sand, which are all these markers with dice on them. We like to have 1 markers for unactivated, and we'll put a 2 on there when it needs to be deactivated. And this other one's hiding under here. And the Guild got Distract with standard deployment. That's going to be 6 inches across here. For schemes, the Outcast took Soulless Life, which is Leviticus, his special scheme, and Eye for an Eye. For the Guild, they took Grudge on the Necropunk. And they took Exterminate Undead, which might be a little difficult, but I'm feeling a little ballsy. So, alright, back with more. Okay, here we are at the end of turn 1. Lady Justice and a Death Marshal pretty much just moved up. Same with the Judge, the Austringer, the Executioner, and Nino. Nino took a shot at this Necropunk over here and failed to hit after I realized what Grudge was. Whole melee thing I did not realize. Teddy moved forward, some Punk Zombies moved forward, Rusty Alice moved back by the way. Leviticus moved forward and attempted to shoot at my Austringer, did not have range, and then Rusty Alice decided to shoot Leviticus to kill him. And that is the end of turn 1. Okay, here we are back on turn 3, at the end of turn 3. Towards the beginning, Leviticus activated and shot and killed this Death Marshal that was here with, what's the name of the spell?
Oh no.
I forget things.
Unnatural Wasting.
With Unnatural Wasting. After that, there was pretty much just a lot of movement going on. Nino and the Ortega Nino Ortega and the Austringer moved forward. The Judge moved forward, the Necropunk leapt and then moved forward a little bit in fear of the mighty Judge. Some waifs moved up.
One got summoned.
1 waif got summoned. This one right here was summoned towards the beginning of the turn. Rusty Alice came forward and shot Leviticus in the face to kill him. This Punk Zombie moved forward and got shot at by Lady Justice, and she failed to do any damage. And that was pretty much it for turn 3. Pretty uneventful. Lots of setting up. We'll be back with turn 4. Stay tuned. Okay, here we are. A few activations into turn 4. The Guild Austringer activated, tried to hit Leviticus but failed. But he delivered orders to the Judge, who was right here. He moved over into melee combat with Leviticus, and Leviticus decided to attack him. On my defense flip, I flipped the good old Black Joker, and as we can see there, Leviticus flipped the Black Joker as well.
Tie combat.
Tie combat. We'll be back with a little bit more. Okay, here we are at the end of turn 4. The Leviticus Judge fight went very poorly for the Judge. He ended up dying. Leviticus then shot and killed Nino Ortega and summoned a Steampunk Abomination out of him, who walked within base contact of the Austringer. The Necropunk jumped to activate this line in the sand counter and then moved away a little bit. Lady Justice came in melee expert on the punk zombie to kill him. She then got dealt 2 wounds from him, and then got dealt 4 more wounds from Rusty Alice, rapid firing at her. Leviticus moved back and suffered 1 last wound for all the many wounds he causes himself. And 2 Hollow Waves got summoned right there. That's about it. It's not looking too good for Guild right now. We'll be back more after turn 5. Okay, beginning of turn 5, Lady Justice decided to cast Sword Style and got Fate. She charged Rusty Alice over here and managed to kill her with melee expert.
With relative ease.
With very, very easily. And we'll be back with more. Okay, here we are at the end of the game. Lady Justice was sitting right over here. She charged Rusty Alice, who was over there, and successfully killed her. This Desolation Engine, no, not Desolation Engine, Steamborg Abomination.
Steampunk Abomination.
Steampunk Abomination. I'll get these words right one of these days. Tried to bash and completely failed on hitting the Austringer. The Austringer successfully disengaged and went over to one of the Line in the Sand counters. Now, Leviticus, who was right over here, ended up shooting and killing Lady Justice. And then he moved forward at the end of the turn due to all the wave movement tricks. And we're pretty much calling the game because I have an Austringer in Scales of Justice. He is mighty, but he can't do everything. Leviticus is going to end up moving within 6 inches of them, being in my deployment zone to completely screw me of my distract strategy. The Austringer would deactivate that. The Necropunk would activate that one, so we'd have 3, so he would get 2 points for that. I didn't get Grudge. I didn't get Exterminate. He pulled off Soulless Life. Didn't get Eye for an Eye. So the game is going to end up in a 4 to nothing. 4 to nothing. Outcast. Victory. Leviticus. Very good game. This just makes more and more of a grudge match between these 2 masters. We'll see you back with another battle report, hopefully a lot sooner.